Let's go live, let's go live. But seriously, let's go live and let's talk about the empowerment spectrum. For all of you who are out there saying, I want to become an empowered human, I want to live that lifestyle, how do I begin? For a lot of you, my invitation is for you to know and understand the empowerment spectrum. It is 5 different power dynamic profiles. Yes, power dynamics turn out to be super important in an empowered human lifestyle. So if you don't know about power dynamics, if it's hard for you to understand anything about power dynamics or to see them, my hope in this video, as I look over here at the chart, my hope is that we can introduce you to it and hopefully get you, to the point where you can see those power dynamics so that you cannot unsee those power dynamics. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my screen here and show you what the empowerment spectrum actually looks like. This, my beautiful friends, is the empowerment spectrum. You will notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count them 5, different profiles here in the empowerment spectrum. So first things first, I do want to go ahead and share, we're looking at it from the left to the right? The least empowered you could be to the most empowered you could be. And so we start with power dynamic profile number 1, disempowered, okay? Disempowered is over here. If you'll notice, it says lowers the self and other. This is, I'm willing to invalidate myself and I am willing to invalidate others. And this is where we are when we're in a disempowered power dynamic space. So if you were out there and you were saying, you know what, Nina, I do find myself putting myself down a lot. Other people put me down. I put other people down a lot. It's constant. You might be struggling with a disempowered power dynamic, right? So it's important for you to know, if you're not okay with that, are you willing to shift that validation, right? So disempowered power dynamic is the least empowered that you could be. And let me go ahead and say caveat here. If you're like, oh my gosh, that's me. She's calling me out. I've got a disempowered power dynamic. What do I do now? It is how you have survived. It is how you have survived. It is how you have moved forward. It is likely how you were conditioned to survive. And really, with no judgment, say, if you are coming from a disempowered space, are you okay with it? And if you're not, let's shift it. Let's lean in. Let's learn a little bit more about the empowerment spectrum and what the next category is. And you can see if that's playing any parts in your life. Yes? The next one out. We've got a codependent power dynamic. Yes, we are willing to lower the self in order to raise up the other. So this is, oh my gosh, I am willing to sacrifice and potentially invalidate myself so that I can lift this other person up. It could be a parent, it could be a partner, it could be your boss. If you come from a codependent power dynamic, you are used to lowering and invalidating yourself so that you can raise up another individual. Welcome, Kissler and Jeremiah. Okay, so if we're coming from a codependent power dynamic, this is important, and let's just say without judgment, if I am the person who is willing to invalidate and sacrifice myself for somebody else, it has been for your survival. It has been for your survival. It has helped you move forward. It's helped you connect and belong. And yet, if you are coming from a codependent power dynamic, do you feel empowered in your life? And this is a genuine question that really only you can answer, friend, right? Ask yourself, am I okay with sacrificing myself for somebody else's wants and needs every now and then? And if I'm not, would I be okay with exploring an empowered dynamic, right? Welcome, Ricky, welcome. We're talking about the empowerment spectrum, people. I am on the second power dynamic profile. We're gonna move to the third one because there are 5, okay? 5 of them, and I want you to know, where would you put yourself on that spectrum? So we move to the third one. Yes, we've gone through disempowered, codependent, and now we're on avoidant. If you're out there saying, I am avoidant, let's look at it without judgment. Avoidant people avoid the truth of the self and the other. They negate it. You see these lovely little slashes here? If I am struggling with an avoidant power dynamic, what that means is this. It means that even when something sticky or uncomfortable or painful or harmful happens, I really just don't want to deal with that. It's really sticky, it's really uncomfortable, it's really painful, so I avoid that. I might hide it under the carpet, I might hide it in the closet, put it in the attic. I put it away and I negate its existence. Here's the thing about that. An uncomfortable truth is still a truth. It still exists under the carpet or in the closet in the attic, don't it? So if you are there saying, snap, crackle, pop, I might be struggling with an avoidant dynamic, right? My question to you is, are you okay with that? Because just like we saw with those 2 slashes, it's not just you and your truths that you're avoiding. When we avoid the truth of the reality of the world as it is, we will also negate other people's truths, which means if we see someone else being harmed, we may not speak up. We may say, it's none of my business. I should stay out of that. I can't do anything. And yet, how true is that? Are we struggling with an avoidant power dynamic? And if you're saying, you know what, Nina, snap, crackle, that sounds like me. I think I'm the person who's habitually been trained to avoid things. That's how I've survived. I say, let's just own it. Let's just own it. And if you're not okay with it, would you be open to learning how we can shift it? Okay? So that was the 3rd power dynamic. Let's go to number 4. I'm going to switch it on over again. 4 over here, powered dynamic. Most people are in either the powered or the empowered category, right? Powered dynamics raise the self up and they're willing to lower the other. Check this out right here. I love to validate myself, but if you get in my way, I will put you down. That's the difference between these 2 arrows here, folks. A powered dynamic is pretty obvious. In a powered dynamic, we say, okay, I'm here and I am willing to raise up my truth, to validate my truth, but you know what? If you get in my way, I will minimize you. I will misrepresent you, and I will be willing to outright reject you even, right? There's different levels of intensity in a power dynamic, but that the core of it is I'm willing to minimize you so that you can get out of my way. That is a consistent part of a powered dynamic, right? Capital P, powered dynamic. So if that is you and you're saying, snap, crackle, pop, Nina, I hear you. I have been willing to do that. I like my power. I like my confidence. I like knowing that I can get what I want when I want it. But you know what? Sometimes I do put other people down and I don't feel good about that. Then let's just own it. A powered dynamic is how you have survived and maybe even thrived in the world. But if you're not okay with minimizing, misrepresenting, and outright rejecting other human beings, would you be open to changing that? Okay? That's the question that I want you to sit with there as we move to the final one, the empowered dynamic. Oops, doubled back. Here we go. Empowered dynamic right here. Yeah, raises the self up and the other. Okay, we've got a lovely arrow here and a lovely arrow here. This says I validate myself. I'm a valid human being. I exist. My beliefs matter. You are a valid human being. You exist. Your beliefs matter. Empowered dynamics are a choice. It is a choice to validate the multiple truths that exist. Whereas in a powered dynamic, I don't have to validate your truth. I need you to just get in on it, right? In an empowered, where we say, no, I choose to. And if I can't do this, I will exit stage left because I matter and so do you, okay? So if you are in an empowered dynamic, you are probably working on some healing, some disrupting of trauma or intergenerational trauma patterns, right? And trying to move forward so that, yes, your truth matters. And also, right, you can unapologetically own that truth without oppressing yourself and without oppressing other people. That is a true core of an empowered human, right? My ability to say, I own my truth wherever I go. And I don't put myself down. You know what? I don't need to put other people down in order to be valid, in order to vibrantly exist, and in order to love myself as I exist in this world, okay? So that was just, in a nutshell, the empowerment spectrum. And my hope is that as you're looking at disempowered, codependent, avoidant, powered, and empowered dynamics out in the world around you, that you start to see how power dynamics are actually affecting your relationships, your choices, right? In jobs, in friends, in romantic partners, in life in general. See how much the power dynamics are actually affecting how you're able to show up and how happy you are, how genuine you feel you can be, how authentic you can feel you can be, and ultimately how empowered you truly feel. I hope that you learn how to see these power dynamics so that you cannot unsee them, yes? You will see them and go, oh, that's what's happening there. They're struggling with a disempowered space, or I'm struggling with this codependent space. I feel like I just got to sacrifice myself to lift you up. Or, I'm avoiding this right now. I should probably be curious about that. Or if you're the powered, right? I think I just put them down. Let me go fix that right now. I didn't need to do that, right? Or if you're at that empowered space and you're building the bridges, how do you keep that going? Okay. If you are out there and you're saying, Nina, I love it, this is me, you identify as that mixed identity professional with lots of different narratives, you understand that power dynamics are affecting you and you want to do more, we have the Empowered Human Quest. Applications are live. You can apply at the link in my bio. Check out for the quest, yes. And you will be able to see all the good information about how we are helping professionals who are still hiding parts of who they are, for other people's comfort. You will see how we help them start owning their truth, right? Unapologetically owning their truth and start confidently showing up everywhere they go. So if that is you and you want to apply for that, applications close August 25th, 2023, y'all. August 25th of this month, in just a week and a half. Go ahead and click the link in the bio and you can learn more. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thanks so much for being here with us as we explore the empowered human journey, the empowered human quest, and the empowerment spectrum. Stay tuned for more, y'all. We'll talk soon. Bye for now. Were there any questions? I was like, bye for now. And then I was like, any questions? Should I say 1? Should I say 2? Should I say 3? Going. Bye for now. Bye for now.